Hey everyone, welcome back to Beyond Decadent Planning with Erin. Today we are going to be doing my cash planning video for my family's bi-weekly pay of August 29th. I have $1,205 to cash plan. My family and I use a zero-based cash budgeting system where every single dollar of income that comes in has a specific purpose. And so in my monthly plan, I actually go through and allocate which bills are going to be going to which pay. Any money that is designated for a bill stays in my account and then it's auto withdrawn. And then any money that is over and above what I need for those bills comes out as cash. And then I go through and allocate it to a specific cash stuffing envelope. So let's get started. So for most of these categories, well, all of the white ones, they're all pretty much the same as I do every month. Although there are pays in the month where it's a little bit more than others. So I have a little bit more to cash plan for my sinking funds, which are the blue and the yellow ones. We don't have anything crazy planned over the next couple weeks. So we're just going to be doing $25 to entertainment. And I just realized I forgot to take out my calculator so I can keep track of how much money I have left to cash plan. So what I'm doing here is I'm just putting $1,205 on the calculator so that as I allocate it to a different envelope, I can then just minus out that amount. I typically only put about $25 in entertainment unless I have a specific thing that I'm planning on doing. So in this case, we'll use it for things with the kids, like going out for ice cream or going and watching a movie or going bowling. $25 doesn't really get you a lot of those things, so I have to plan in advance to add extra money in for those activities. We haven't done any of that stuff for a while. And I was thinking about that actually this weekend, that maybe I should plan something, but I'm tired. It's been a long summer and there has been a lot going on. So I think I'm just going to take the opportunity for the long weekend to rest and relax. So we're just going to leave it at $25. I am going to be putting in $50 for my husband and I for our spending. I am specifically saving for different things. So one of the things I want to do is I need to get my nails redone. I had them done probably about 3 weeks ago, and they're definitely starting to grow. So I do want to put some extra money in there for to get them redone. I forgot how much I loved having my nails done, and it just I don't know, it makes me feel great. Not for anyone else, but just for myself. So definitely think wanted to have some there. And then my husband, he can treat himself to something as well. Or if we wanted with our spending, because we're not keeping track of what we're spending it on, we could choose to save it and use it for something bigger if we wanted to. For food, this is for eating out, groceries, all the things. So I'm going to put $650 in there. When you have a family of 4, that's where pretty much all of our, well, not all, but like half of our food budget, or of our budget goes to for cash. And yeah, it just seems to be getting more and more expensive. So I think that's going to be consistent, that it will always be a large part of our budget. Unless we decide to live on ramen noodles, in which case I could probably bring that down a couple $100. But with a teenager and a 9-year-old, I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. They just are growing and it's getting crazy. I'm going to put $200 in gas. So this is for both me and my husband. That's the other large amount that typically gets spent. It is for a 2-week period. We both have cars. So $200 typically, as long as gas prices aren't crazy and we're not doing a lot of driving, it typically lasts us enough. Now we're heading into winter, which means hockey season, and we are going to be driving all over the place for games. And then my husband's busy season at work, so he drives around quite a bit in the winter. So we'll probably have to up that depending on what happens with gas prices. But right now, $200 is plenty. And then finally, household. I do have some toilet paper to get, so I'm going to put $25 into that category. And that leaves us with $205. So for these ones, we spend them within the 2-week period. It's not a sinking fund. We are not adding to it and growing this amount. This is how much I expect to spend. As you can see, it's at least $1,000. So it only leaves us with $205 to play with here. There are some of these that I know are regular payments, like subscriptions and medical. I always put $50 in each of those. So really that only leaves us with $105 to play with. For medical, even though we live in Canada, we do still have to pay for prescriptions. Well, our benefits do cover a large portion of that. It doesn't cover 100%, so we still have to pay for a portion out of pocket. And then subscriptions, that's for things like Amazon, Netflix, so the things that we pay for on a monthly basis. I cash stuff for it, and then once a month before the payment comes out, I will actually go and put that on my credit card. Same with our annual subscriptions. So I do have a sheet in my planner. Oh, look at that. I actually went to the right page. That covers all of them. So I do, the green ones are monthly, and then these ones are annual. And so I just have to keep in mind that in November, I'll need to put in the amount that I have saved for Disney Plus. AMA is our motor vehicle. If we get broken down, we just call this and they'll come and help us. So it's kind of like accident help insurance, if that makes sense. And then this is an entertainment thing for me, which I'm actually going to be canceling, so I won't need to pay that in December. But anyways, that is my subscription amount. So that's why I put $50 in there, because $60 of that in a month is going on my credit card, and then $40 is saving for the annual subscriptions. Okay, so we've got $105 left. I also try and do $25 in beauty, and that's because I like to get my hair done. And so my husband and I actually, he has a gym expense that he uses, which is $25 biweekly, but it's auto withdrawn from my account, so I don't budget for it in here. But my hair I do, so it's kind of a trade-off for the two of us. I've got my hair and he's got the gym. I also, we did spend some money on clothing for my oldest son. He's growing like a weed, but I do think he needs a couple more things. So I am going to be putting $20 into clothing. I think date night we can leave at nothing. As I mentioned earlier, hockey season is starting up and school. So I'm going to put $50 in here for my kids, because they are about to have a whole bunch of expenses. One of, like, for example, my oldest had We had to buy all of his school supplies before school, but my youngest, he's in a school where they actually bulk buy their supplies. So all I have to do is pay $50 at the beginning of the year, and it goes into the pot for school supplies. So that bill actually is coming up next week, so I will need to pay that right away. And oh no, now I've lost track of where I was. I feel like I'm missing something. Okay, one sec. Sorry, team. You're not my team. But you could be. Anyways, I got off track because I feel like $40 is too much. So 25. Okay, so I have $10. That makes more sense. Because I knew this was 1,000 and this was over 150. So yeah, I knew I couldn't have $40 left. So I think those last $10, I'm going to put 5 in emergency and 5 in car maintenance, to build both of those up a little bit. So that gets me, to 0. The next part of my process is really what I use at the bank. So when I go to the ATM and withdraw the cash, I know exactly what denominations I need to pull my 1205 out of the bank. And I try and keep it pretty simple. So for anything, I'll use the biggest bill as possible. The caveat to that is like food and gas. I do have specific denominations that I like to use there. But my spending will just get a $50 bill. Food is going to get 4 100s, 5 20s, so that's 500, and then we'll do 3 50s. And the main part of that is like I typically grocery shop for about 250, so that's 500. And then I have $100 for eating out, which I like to have in 20s, and then 50. I'm trying to save that for Costco, but it seems like I keep spending it on groceries each week. So it's kind of my cushion, that $50. So either way, that's what it is. The gas, I like to do 4 50s. That way my husband and I both get $100. And then what I'll typically do, at least for me, I don't know about what my husband does, but I'll use $50 each week just to top up my tank. So it's it doesn't get full very often. Households, we'll just do 25, and my husband gets a 50. Beauty, 25. Clothes, we'll just do 120. And these 3 will get $50. And that leaves us $5 bills. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is $25. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is 0. So 9 times 20. It's 180. And then 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 is 600. And then 400s is 400. So there we go, 1205. So that is my process for my cash planning. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit that like button. If you want to see more, hit subscribe. And as always, comments are welcome. Thanks, everyone.